Good morning, my dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. Welcome to this entrepreneurship class. Remember this, download this information on your computer so you can see, you can read, you can watch again whenever you need to, okay? So don't forget to do that. Remember that you should have a digital file on your computer or laptop where you can save all the class works and all the videos there. Okay, so last week we were talking about organizations, and here I copy the same information so you can remember what they are, and we can continue with the class. So basically an organization is obviously a group of people, right? And this group of people, they work together for the same goal. That's it. So yes, they have to be organized legally, according to the needs of the market, according to their functions, etc. If we read this, it says, an organization is the group of people with specific responsibilities acting together for achieving a specific purpose determined by the organization. And I like this part that says people with specific responsibilities. Remember that in an organization, you have different people working for the same goal, but everybody's working on their area, on their departments, so they know what to do and how to do it, because not everybody can do the same. And here on the second definition, it says an organization is an entity where two or more persons work together to achieve a goal or a common goal. That's it. Okay, this is only a review. You can watch the previous video so you can remember more about this. I'm going to ask you something. Do you remember the classification of organizations? We were talking about 3 of them. Here they are. So we were talking about types of organizations. You can classify organizations by sector. You can classify organizations by size. You can classify organizations by ownership. Okay? So let's see something about organization by sector. Do you have any idea how they classify by sectors? You probably studied this in Spanish. Well, let's see this video, and I hope you enjoy it because it's really clear and really short. So probably you enjoy it. Okay, hope that you enjoyed the video. Was very clear, so I don't have too much to say to you today. But let's make a short review and a short explanation about what we just saw. So I like this drawing because it shows a pyramid where the first floor it's about the primary sector. So we're going to talk about these three sectors. Primary, as you can see, it's here on the base. So it's the base of everything. Without primary sector, we wouldn't have secondary or tertiary, okay? So primary sector is basically all the products that you get from the nature. Example, agriculture products or forestry, mining, or fishery. Okay, so it's what you take directly from earth, from the land, from plants, from the water, without any transformation, without any change. So you fish and you have a fish. You don't have more than that. It's not there's not a process there. That is the primary sector. And again, you probably studied this in Spanish before, which is okay. So you will understand this a lot better. So then we have secondary sector. Once you have that fish, you take it into a factory maybe, and you put it in a can, and then you have a processed fish. So this is basically about industries. Here, in these parentheses, they say production of goods. So primary sector is basic production, and then we have production of goods. So you take raw materials from nature, you take raw materials and you transform those raw materials into finished goods or services. Here, you transform the material and you get products. And my favorite one is this, the tertiary sector. What is this about? Services. For example, trade or trading. What is trade or trading? You've probably heard about the World Trade Center. Trade or trading is other way to say commercial. So basically, when we're talking about here about commercial, we're talking about selling products or buying and selling products. Here, it's the process of selling something. It's not transformation. It's not collecting from nature. No, it's about buying and selling products. We have other examples like banks. What happened with banks? Do they make money? Like they process paper and make it money? No, right? They have a service here. They save your money, they invest your money and make you gain some more money. Transport. Again, this is a transport service. We're not talking about factory of cars or buses or trucks. No, we are talking about service. For example, when you take a taxi, you are not paying for the car. You are paying for the service of this person to take you from one place to the other. Education. You can buy books, you can buy notebooks, you can buy a laptop or a cell phone to have some education. In that case, you're buying products, but when you receive education from high school, like we are doing right now, from university or online, maybe you are taking extra classes, dancing, art, painting. So all kind of education here, you are not paying for the materials, you are paying for the service of someone else educating you. Culture. Similar, well, here in education, I mentioned something about art, about dancing. It's the same for culture. right? It depends on the culture. It depends on the service. And health. So you probably have heard this before when your parents say something like they have to pay the health insurance, for example, or when you go to a public hospital or a private hospital and you pay for the service of the doctors or nurses. You're not paying for the medicines. Even if you pay for the medicines, that will be also tertiary sector because you're paying for a commercial service. Okay, so do we have clear all these three sectors? Let's go back here. Remember that we're talking about types of organizations, and in this case, we're talking about the classification of organizations according to the economic sectors. So how many economic sectors did we just study? 1, 2, 3. You're right. 3 economic sectors. There is a fourth one that it's about technologies, but we're not going to study about that yet, okay? We're going to focus on these 3 basic sectors. And one more time, we have primary sector or basic production, everything that comes from nature. We have secondary sector or production of goods. And we have tertiary sector, which is about services. Which one is the first of all of them? Primary, obviously, not only by the name, but also because without this, we wouldn't have this secondary or tertiary. Okay? So now, what are you going to do again? This is going to be your homework. So pay attention on what you have to do. You can watch the video again as many times as you need, so don't worry about that. When talking about the video, I'm talking about the video that I just showed you in YouTube. Or any of my videos, it's okay. So this is the classification of organizations according to the economic sector. Here, I tried to choose the same colors I had here. So we have purple, blue, and light purple. So we have here the sector, and then a brief explanation. Brief explanation. You don't have to copy or to write like huge paragraphs. No, just something brief. Maybe 2 lines, that's enough. The name of the other sector, again, maybe 2 lines. And the last sector, and 1 or 2 lines. Make sure that it's a brief explanation because it's also important your analysis skills. Okay, it's your analysis, or you don't need to write too much to show that you understood the explanation. You got it? Okay. Well, that's it for today. As you can see, it was not too much. It was only one of the classifications. Next class, we're going to watch other classification until we finish. Okay? So thank you very much. That's it for today. I really appreciate you watch these videos, but I appreciate more when you understand, when you do your homework, when you have questions. I'm going to be open to answer all your questions. So thank you very much again. Have a wonderful day and see you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.